Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Homunculus attack form. For those of you who are unaware, the Homunculus attack and support are two homunculuses that can be obtained completely for free through the crafting building. The only thing that you're going to really need is a little bit of mana and some rift crystals. For those of you who do not know what rift crystals are, these are crystals that you could obtain from the beasts as you defeat them. So each and every crystal you can get from its corresponding beast. Ice crystal from the ice beast, fire crystal from the fire beast, wind from wind, light from light, dark from dark. And then the two remaining crystals, that little pink one and the rainbow one, you could obtain from each and every beasts. And these crystals are definitely something you're going to want to farm just on their own. I mean, the fact that you could sit there and craft like these suckers right here, the legendary magic boxes, are really awesome because you can get stuff like this. All that, I mean, like, look at this. Look at all the rewards you can get from these legendary magic boxes. It's totally worth it. On top of that, you're talking about a couple buildings. Where is the building? I don't know where the buildings are. I swear to God, there were buildings you could have crafted. Anyways, they serve multiple purposes, right? Especially like with re-app stones. You want to get re-app stones. But again, another thing that you could purchase with these crystals are these guys, the homunculuses. And you do want to pick these guys up, right? I mean, it's completely worth it. I think it should be one of the first things you do when you unlock the Rift Beast, right? As well as, you know, getting the enchantment gems and all that. Get this guy, right? Because you're talking about, you have 3 different attributes you could pick from, each with their own set of skills that you could choose from, right? A skill path, a skill tree, whatever you want to call it. And all of them serve different purposes. I mean, do you need a debuffer? Do you need a nuker? Do you need an AoE damage dealer? Maybe you need an AoE crowd control unit that could freeze enemies or reduce the attack bar or inflict continuous damage or whatever it may be. You can build it here, right? So whatever you need, whatever fits your needs, you can find it here. And that's only going into the homunculus attack, right? That's not going into the support here. So what I thought would be fun is if we sit here and over the course of a couple videos, because I'm not going to do it all in one video, is if we went down specific paths for this guy and just had some fun with him, right? So of course you can see I've already done that. I've chosen certain paths and or certain skills, and we're going to use them. It's not going to be the longest video in the world, but it's still going to be interesting because we're going to get to see the potential of this guy, at least for a commoner like us, or at least like me, right? Because I'm the common player, right? I'm not no pro at this game, so why not, right? So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to look at this guy's skills, and then if you guys want to see specific paths, or you just want to wait till the next video, I'm going to be going through every single skill pretty much. But let's not waste any time. Let's go into this guy's skills and what I've chosen and explain everything. So first things first is the first skill. By the way, I just explain it real quick again for those of you who are unaware. As you can see, like the little page here is colored differently. So you see like the first like few skills are in like this little dark quadrant, and then the second quadrant is a little bit lighter, and then the last one is like brownish. I mean, all of them are brown, but one is like really brown. Like this is cocoa brown, this is like dookie brown, and then this is just like, I mean, it's also dookie. All of it's brown. Point being is like it's different quadrants, and these represent skills. So the first quadrant is skill 1, second quadrant skill 2, and the last quadrant skill 3. Quadrant 1, aka skill 1, I chose shock rate amplify. The attack deals damage according to the target's max HP and decreases the defense for 2 turns with a 30% chance. Increasing the skill level will increase the damage and the harmful effect rate of which you land that defense break, right? You can kind of see already where I'm starting to go with this first build. I'm going to try and, how would I say, aim for target's max HP damage. My brain ain't working too good. For the second skill, I chose Air Magic Bullet Advanced. Attacks the enemy target to deal with damage proportionate to the target's max HP, and stuns the target for 1 turn. If the target is immune to stun, the damage increases by 100%. This can be used every 2 turns when fully skilled up. Without skill ups, it's every 4 turns. I'm going to express this right away. If you do invest heavy into this guy, I think it'll be worth it. But it's going to require a lot of Devilmons, because it's like, look at this. 6, or I guess technically it's going to be 5 Devil Mons just for the whole thing. But every 2 turns, that's going to be really good. I mean, you're going to have this up every other turn. To be honest, I don't even know if you're going to get this thing up, like if you're ever going to use your skill 1 at all, because this every 2 turns alongside like Sharp Wind, this one, I mean, I guess you'll use it. But I'm expecting this to deal a lot of damage, right? I mean, target's max HP plus the damage is increased by 100%. I'm expecting to see a bit of numbers out of this, right? But the last skill is called Sharp Wind. Attacks the enemy target to deal damage proportionate to the target's max HP, and decreases defense for 2 turns, every 4 turns, when fully skilled up. And then it doesn't need that many Devil Mons, but as you can see, I have skilled this guy up all the freaking way. So you can see for this kit, I've aimed specifically for doing target's max HP damage. So he's essentially like Lyn, almost, like, because Lyn does enemies max HP damage on all of her skills, except she's more suited for giants than she is, though Lyn is more universal. But I wanted to see what kind of damage we can get at this guy in giants. I mean, that's the only place I'm going to be using him. I mean, I can't imagine where else we would use him. I mean, he's wind attribute. I mean, we could try Ice Beast, but Ice Beast, or any of the beasts in general, reduce the enemy's max HP damage. So, by the way, he does have a passive where this is every 10 turns, where he revives with 50% HP when you're inflicted with fatal damage, and falls under the Magic Power Explosion state for 2 turns. The Magic Power Explosion state will increase the damage inflicted by the enemies by 30%, or sorry, to the enemies by 30%, but you'll be uncontrollable and die when the effect ends. So that's very interesting. So I'm expecting a lot of damage, and the cool thing is about that passive of his is that if somehow the giant kills him, if the circumstance calls for it, he technically can revive and keep the fight going. So he could be like the type of unit that it's like he clutches, like let's say everyone dies and then the boss has like 10-20% more HP left, he's going to revive and kill the boss, and he's going to be doing that 30% increased damage to the boss. So I want to take a look at this guy's runes and his stats and everything in the monster box, and then from there we'll continue. So here we're going to get a better look at his stats. He has 1800 bonus attack. His attack doesn't really mean too much here, because, I mean, I need to look at the skill multipliers online, but I mean, he's doing target's max HP damage, so it really doesn't matter too much. I mean, we could have aimed more in other stats to make sure he's tankier and or more accurate, because you can see his accuracy is 26%, and I would like him to land the defense breaks. But 608 defense, 9,065 HP, 77% crit rate, and 221% crit damage. I expect him to hit pretty freaking hard, right? By the way, again, he's fully skilled up. But here are his runes. He's on Rage Blade. So slot 1, you can see he's doing pretty decent. His crit damage roll could have been way better, but your boy needs to farm more. This could be better. I mean, this could have been way better. I don't think I have another one. Dude, let me tell you something. I guarantee you I don't have nothing I could throw on him. Yep. Could have done throwing this on him. Yeah, we could do that. So there we go. His attack went down a little bit, but again, he's doing damage based off of enemy's max HP. So this is slightly better, I suppose. Not going to worry about changing anything. Here's his slot 3. Again, this could also be better, but I'm going to just leave it how it is. I don't know. How could this have been better? I mean, I guess the speed could have been... No, never mind. There is flat attack. It's innate flat attack. But it's just, I don't really care about him having speed. I like this, this slot 5. And then here's his slot 6. This could have been better, I guess. Instead of him having the defense percent, it could have been flat attack. I don't know. I guess defense percent is not bad at all. And then here are his artifacts. So, main stat, defense, flat. I don't really care about the main stats anymore with these artifacts. I really only care about what they're offering in the substats, right? So, damage dealt on water plus 8%. Crit damage is more enemy HP max 11%, crit damage taken minus 6%, damage taken from wind minus 4%. Attack artifact, skill 2, crit damage plus 10%, skill 3, 4 crit damage plus 9%, crit damage as enemies more HP, max 4%, and then life drain. So, he should be doing really good damage. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into the Giants Abyss stage. Okay, so the first team that we're going to use is this team right here. We have a Homonculus in the leader's position, so he increases the attack speed of all allied monsters by 24%. We have Veramos. Veramos and Homonculus are going to be really good Despair stunners. I mean, I have a Homonculus on Despair. Here are his runes real quick if you want to pause the video and take a look, as well as his artifacts. You could build them on Rage. I build them on Despair because it's very helpful for keeping the Giants run as fast as possible. You would think Rage would make it faster, but if you can control your enemies by Despair stunning them, it's going to be better off for you. In fact, you'd find it to be far more faster than just throwing them on Rage. But Veramos was built to be accurate but still do damage. Horazveil does tons of damage, but he's our buffer. He also places brand, so we get an attack buff, a speed buff, plus the branding from his skill 2. Plus, again, he could deal a good amount of damage himself. We have Prilia with the defense breaks on every single one of her skills. She's not fully skilled up, which is a shame because she should be. But, of course, I'm just being negligent. And then this thing is going to be stupid, so I'll meet you in the floor, in the fight. Okay, starting off, a little fun fact. Prilia is used on speed teams. 17k. I believe that was his skill 3. So 17k on an enemy that's not defense broken. Okay, there's branding. The cool thing is, it's not going to really matter if he has an attack buff because he's still going to do big damage like you saw there. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Ever since I built Horazveil, I'm so glad I did. What is with the connection thing? So he's taking a bit of damage, but we're not worried because, again, remember, if he dies in the giant stage, that doesn't mean it's the end. Because he can revive with 50% HP and do big damage. He, in fact, deals increased damage. So I'm kind of hoping he dies. 163k. We need to make it a little bit more dangerous for him. Should we? Should we try? Here, let's try this. Let's switch around you for Lucian. Increased damage dealt. Let's see, can we fly through this thing? Probably not. I mean, no point with Lucian being here. Of Lucian being here. That's what I meant to say. No point of Lucian being here. Whew. But one thing to remember is that while you could be like, oh, well, I could just get like a Spectra or a Shaman or like you said, or like I said earlier, like Lyn, it's just like, remember, he's doing this like type of damage consistently. I mean, that skill 2 is up every 2 turns. I mean, every single one of his attacks is enemies max HP, like you saw there. I mean, I could probably sit here and do like a 30 times repeat battle. And even if we come close to dying, like you see like this, like we're about to, I did this on purpose, right? He should die here. He's going to clutch up still. Boom. 194k! It doesn't matter what kind of team we have. So it's like, as long as the initial team, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to say this. So I don't have certain units built, but we could try something here. Like, check this out. So let's say we take you out and then we put in Teshar, right? We put in Teshar. As long as like they get us through the waves super quick, I think the only people who really need to live in the boss stage or in the giant stage is like maybe Harazvilk for like the first turn, Prillia, and then the homunculus, right? Or as I've named him, Void Drop. But it doesn't matter if he dies because he's gonna revive and he's gonna go for 2 turns. You know, he's gonna be there for 2 turns, and he did 120k. I need to make a video on Tashar, by the way. So, I mean, this guy is not bad at all. I mean, do we try different units? I mean, we could try you. There's no point though, because it's like, see, it's like it really doesn't get any. You don't have to be any more complicated than this. I mean, all you would need to do is, like, again, like, you delete everything here, make a team that just clears, like, the waves, right? So, you do that, again, to Shar, and then, I don't think I have you built. Yeah, I don't. But just, again, a team that would clear the trash waves or whatever, get you quickly to the boss fight. I really don't see a need for bringing really anybody, but you get the point. So we could do one more fight. Here, I'll make a team and we'll get back because I'm really sitting here. Yeah, so I think this is like a unit that even new players could get, and it'd really benefit them in a sense. Like if you're looking for a faster giant, like unit. But I think by the time you're farming the Rift Beast, it's like you're not really too worried about your giants run. At least, like for me, it's like you see, like my my time for the Giants floor is like less than a minute, right? A little bit under a minute, and it's like that's not because of the Homunculus, right? I mean, give it enough runs, maybe, but he's doing okay. But it really depends. But I don't know. I think it's like I have the right team for it, so it's like with all the grindstones. Dang, 167k with all the grindstones that I have on my units and just how they're built. It's like I've spent time on those units. But as you can see, like that's a straight minute. That's a minute right there. So he could work. But I just wanted to take a look at this route. I thought it would be interesting. So let's go back to the monster box. Okay, so what do I think about this skill path right here? I think it's a very interesting skill path. I mean, when you're looking to do big enemies max HP damage, I mean, he's gonna deliver. I mean, especially with the damage we saw from his passive, he almost hit 200,000 damage on the Giants boss, which is really interesting. And the thing that separates him from other damage dealers, other than just having it on, on every skill. I mean, I know Lin has it on every skill, but we can't deny, it's like he's gonna be doing more damage to Lin. Plus, when you're talking about just the Giants floor alone, he's going to be able to survive better. And even if he does die, I mean, he comes back, right? He's going to revive and continue to deal damage. He's going to continue to fight. So, I mean, it makes you wonder if you can be a little bit more lax, especially when it comes to squishy units. Because it's like with Lin, I know a lot of people, they end up building their Lin on like attack, crit damage, HP %. While like for this guy, you can straight build him like attack, crit damage, attack, and he'd still work. In fact, it would benefit you to have him die maybe a little bit, because he deals increased damage because of that. So you could plan it around that. I mean, you built the correct team, like I was talking about earlier, like maybe Lucian, Tashar, Harazvilk, Prillia, and then him. I mean, you might have something going on there. But that's just me. I really like this guy. I really like this build. But I can't wait to explore some of the other builds. You guys tell me what you think about this targets max HP build. But until the next video, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys have a good night. Peace.